You made it all so good.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Jerry Lynn. It's time for our Sunday school story today, and this one is called Jesus Washes Feet. It's from the book of John, chapter 13, verses 1 through 18. Let's read the story. Actually, I'm going to show you a picture before we read the story. It's a really big picture today. And I want to show you, if you can see, this is Jesus. And all these are his 12 disciples. They are having a meal. And this is going to be something that happens at the meal. So this story is going to tell us about the time that Jesus washes feet. Before Passover, Jesus and his friends were having a meal. The friends watched as Jesus got up from the table and tied a towel around his waist. Then Jesus poured water into a big bowl. The friends watched as Jesus began to wash their feet. "Jesus, what are you doing?" asked Peter. "I don't want you to wash my feet. It's the job of a servant to wash feet. It's not your job. You're our teacher." "Peter," said Jesus, "it is important that I wash your feet." So Peter let Jesus wash his dirty feet. When Jesus finished washing everyone's feet, he asked, "Do you understand why I did the job of a servant and washed your feet?" "I wanted to show you God's love," said Jesus. "I wanted you to serve others like this." So I really love this story because Jesus is very clear about what he wants us to do. Jesus came in and took water and washed his disciples' feet. Now remember, he was their teacher. Can you imagine your teacher coming and washing your feet? That would really be something. Well, these men thought that was something too, because usually they had servants who came and did that. Let's remember that these men wore sandals and they walked in the desert and the dust and the dirt, and their feet were very dirty. So they had people wash their feet when they came into the house, but they weren't used to someone like Jesus washing their feet. But Jesus wanted them to know that we love people by doing things for them, by serving them. That not just servants or people that we call lowly, people below us, serve us. No, there are no lowly people. Everyone's the same. We all serve each other. That's how we show our love. And we don't go around today washing each other's feet because we have bathtubs and we have shoes that cover our feet. So we help and serve people in other ways. This week I want you to think about how you can and how you do serve other people. You may look and see how your mom and dad or your grandma and grandpa serve other people. You can serve people by helping them. I know one way, by keeping your room clean. That's serving your family. You're helping your family when you keep your room cleaned up. That's one way that you show your love to your family. So if you think about it, you can think of a lot of ways that you can serve. You can serve our God and show him how much you love him. You can do things at church to show him how much you love him. You can pray. You can study the words of God and the stories that God gives us. And I'm so proud of you for listening to your Sunday school lessons. And this week, think about how you can serve, how you can help others. And when you do help others, you're showing God's love. You're showing God's love by what you do with your hands and your heart. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Hey friends, I hope you had a great week. It's Miss Jacqueline with our activities for today's lesson. So this week's Bible story was about when Jesus washed the feet of his disciples, found in John chapter 13, verses 1 through 17. So we're going to do two things. The first thing we're going to do is this paper. The directions are on the back, but basically you are going to punch this out and you are going to kind of fold it together and you're going to make like a little bowl, which will be kind of cool. And then the other thing I'm very excited about because it's very artsy craftsy. The other thing you're going to do is you should have some feet, they look like this, in your packet on cardstock. You're going to cut the feet out and then you should have a towel. I don't have a towel to show you. I'm so sorry. But you should have a towel and you are going to put your feet down on that towel after you cut them out, and then you should have paint in there too. You're going to take your paint and then you're going to paint over the feet, so you're going to kind of have like the footprints when you lift it up, they're going to be still white like the towel is, and then you'll have this really pretty design all around it. And then you could put if you have glitter at home or if you have like different gemstones or anything like that, you could put that on your towel and decorate your towel. And then once you decorate it and it's dry, you're going to lift your feet prints off, and then you'll have Jesus's footprints right there on your little towel. So that'll be a nice reminder of today's Bible story. I hope you have a super great week and think of ways that you can serve others like Jesus served his disciples. Bye!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first Sunday school lesson for March. Today we're talking about Jesus, how he washed the feet of his disciples, which is something that usually servants did, not somebody as important as Jesus. But as he performed the ritual to show love, and he asked the disciples to do the same, to show love and to serve each other. And so let's create something to remind us of what Jesus did. You should have a piece of paper, your template here, that says remember me. And what you need to do is you need to very carefully cut out the letters. See, I cut them out and I left the little centerpieces in there. Now, if you accidentally cut a little piece off like I did, you can use a piece of tape and make sure it stays there. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your canvas and you're going to put this on top of your canvas. You can tape it in place if you need to. And then you can take paint and you can just paint, over the letters. This is your stencil. And when you paint over the letters and you let it dry and pull it off, now you should have a sign that says remember me, and it will help you remember Jesus and how he wants you to serve other people. Now you can do your painting directly on the white canvas, or you can paint your canvas first and then let it dry and then put your stencil over it. That's what I did. See, I use different colors here. You can do it however you like, and then you can put it somewhere so you can remember Jesus and remember how he told us to serve others, to show love. And what can you do to serve others and to show love to other people? You can be thinking about that this week, and I hope you do have a wonderful week.
Hey friends, I hope that you are having a wonderful week. It's time to make a little bit of music for children's choir this time around. So we've been talking a lot about rhythms and different instrument types. So this week we're going to go through instrument petting zoo and learn about a new type of instrument, one we really haven't talked about yet. So instead of having our normal singing and rhythm, we're going to have a conversation with our good friend, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick is a saxophone player. And a saxophone is a type of instrument we haven't really learned about yet. It's called a woodwind instrument. And so I'm going to have a conversation in just a few minutes with Mr. Patrick, and we get to talk about the saxophone. As always, if you have any questions about the saxophone, feel free to ask your parents to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help answer those. So I hope you enjoy this week's children's choir as we have a conversation about the saxophone with Mr. Patrick. Hey guys, it's Mr. Tony here, and it's time to make a little bit of music. And I am here with Mr. Patrick, and he's going to talk about the saxophone. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk a little bit about what this instrument is. And maybe some of you guys might want to play one day.
All right. Hi, I'm Mr. Patrick. I wanted to show you guys an alto saxophone, but I was going to start with the case so you can see it's not real big and it's not too heavy. So even younger students, kids can play this. My son plays saxophone and he's 13. So I'm just stepping over here to open it up. And when we take it out of the case, you can see everything's laid in the case there. And the first thing I do is I put on a neck strap because it's heavy enough that I have to have a little bit of help with it when I play it. So I put my neck strap on, that helps me hold it. And then I get, ooh, shiny.
Oh,
I get the main part here and work a little magic there. And that is the body of the alto saxophone.
That's awesome. There's a lot of buttons on there.
There's quite a few. And most of them work.
Yeah.
Then we put the neck in. All right, this piece is called the neck, just like our neck. And this is the body, just like we have. So I've got that piece. And then the last part is called the mouthpiece. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
Okay.
This is the mouthpiece. So this is what actually makes the sound. This right here, I'll get real close so you can see. And it's not very big. But with woodwind instruments, we have a special device or a special piece of, in my case, plastic. This is called a reed. And yeah, see, this is actually my son's saxophone. So reeds are made out of wood.
I bet that's why it's called a woodwind.
Imagine that. So that right there is a wooden reed. Okay. But I use these special reeds made by a company up in Canada called Leger. Sounds fancy. And they're made out of plastic and you can kind of see through them.
Very cool.
So you put the reed on the mouthpiece. Got to get, oh, let me go ahead and, there's a little loop right here that you put the neck strap through.
Okay, so it holds the horn, yeah.
Yep, see, no hands. Look, Ma.
That's awesome.
But don't do that. It's dangerous, as I'm doing it right now. You put the reed on. We tighten it up. And so the mouthpiece by itself sounds kind of like a duck. That's really loud. I'll back up a little bit. Sorry. Wake up. There, that's better. So we put that on the neck, twist it on there nice and easy so we don't tear anything up.
Okay.
Make sure everything's secure. And now we can play the saxophone. I will step back just a little bit.
Cool.
Help you guys out a little bit there.
Yeah. Now we see it.
So that was just one note. And the saxophone can play a lot of different notes, and it can play low and it can play high.
Very cool. Wow, that's a big range.
2.5 octaves.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, and saxophones can play all different kinds of music. Got a little piece right here. So a little bit of classical music. This was written over 300 years ago.
Very cool.
And we can also play more modern stuff, kind of jazzy and fun.
Wow, that was awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is my favorite instrument by far, And I would hope that some of your students would be interested in playing saxophone when they get a little bit older.
Hope so too. That's really cool. So we have been talking a lot about rhythm. That's been our main goal this year. And so saxophone can play all kinds of rhythms. It can play um, any types of notes. We talked about whole notes and half notes and quarter notes and eighth notes. And so any combination of those can make music that saxophone can play.
That's right. We can play really long notes and fast notes.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of fun.
Very cool. Well, thank you for showing the saxophone to us, Mr. Patrick.
You're very welcome.
As always, if any of you guys have any questions, just let me know. Tell your parents, and we can talk about the saxophone. And maybe one day some of you can play the saxophone because it's a really really cool instrument.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for being a part of children's choir and being a part of Sunday school this week. And I hope you guys have a great week and find some way that you can make some music. And we'll see you virtually next week. Bye, guys.